It was exactly 7 in the morning. The aroma of coffee filled the air. I was sitting on my porch reading the newspaper when, knock, knock, knock. A loud knock echoed through the door. Standing there was Gary Thompson, my neighbor and the self-declared king of the HOA, Homeowners Association, a file in his hand and on his face that same I am the law smile. "Mr. Roy, we received your complaint," he said. "My complaint? About what?" "Your dog, Max. He barked loudly last night. According to our community rule, no noise after 9 p.m. Fine, $150. I laughed. "Gary, he just barked once. Someone lit a firecracker on the street." He said, "Rules apply equally to everyone." Then he placed the form on my doorstep, as if handing a notice to a criminal. Max, my golden retriever, 8 years old, intelligent, loyal, and everyone's favorite in the neighborhood. But Gary was jealous of him. He always complained, sometimes about my tree leaves falling into his yard, sometimes about my truck being parked too close to his driveway. At HOA meetings, he'd always grab the mic and shout, "Our community standards are falling." The truth, he just couldn't stand anyone living beyond his control. But this time, he picked the wrong man to mess with. I didn't send the $150 check. Instead, I asked for a copy of the HOA rule book. In small letters, it said, "Animals creating disturbance beyond 10 minutes may be subject to review," meaning only if a dog barked continuously for over 10 minutes could it be fined. And Max? He barked for just 30 seconds. The next week was the HOA meeting. Gary always sat on the stage, higher than everyone else like some mini president. I raised my hand and said, "I want to question Rule 14A. Was it made on any scientific basis?" Gary said, "These are old HOA rules, made with everyone's consent." I smiled. "Then let's fix them today." I opened my file, a report from the Montana Animal Behavior Department. It clearly stated, dogs bark as a response to sudden stimuli, not as consistent noise disturbance. I said, "We ignore human mistakes but fine an animal for a reflex? What kind of justice is that?" The room went silent. Some people nodded, some said, "He's right." I smiled and added, "If we want to make our community better, we need to think like humans, not bark like dogs." The room burst into laughter. A vote was held. Rule 14A was declared an unfair clause. A new rule was added. Any pet noise complaint must be supported by audio-video proof. Gary's face looked like a clay statue melting in the rain. After the meeting, he came to me, teeth clenched, and said, "You think you've won?" I said, "No, Gary, I didn't win. Justice just wagged its tail a little." A week later, irony struck. Gary's own Pomeranian barked all night when a delivery truck's headlights hit his yard. Someone complained, but under the new rule there was no proof, so no fine was issued. Now every morning when I walk Max, Gary peeks through his curtain, and I just smile and say, "Hear any noise? No? Because rules can't bark anymore." If you too believe that the voice of truth always sounds the loudest, then like, share, and subscribe to this story.